bride's awakenings. Let's rise together.
Bare shadows collide, hidden truths in the tide, a spark in the dark, it glows. Illuminate, illuminate, through the fog the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate the path you seek, the steps you take. Thunder rolls, whispers rise, the deck unfolds, no disguise. Light cracks the veil, it shows. What's unseen now inside? What's unseen now inside? What's unknown now ignite. Illuminate, illuminate, through the fog the stars awake. Illuminate, illuminate the path you seek, the steps you take.
Good morning, everyone. As Miss Rev Diane just said in the chat, happy first Friday of 2026. I needed a deep breath for a minute. All right, for anyone who's not here, had not been to the show before, I wanted to explain a little bit about what we do, or what I do. I guess it's just me on this show. Anyway, we're going to do a collective read. I try to go through the cards rather extensively and explain some of the images and what it means and what each card stands for so that we can all learn about the tarot cards in the deck as we go along with the show. Then after that, we do a little homework card that we go into even in more detail. And then at the end of the show, if you would like a soul meditation for the week or soul truth card pulled for you, just ask in the chat and I will do that. All right, so I suppose we should get started. I actually remembered to turn the radio station on this morning. Now, if I can remember to turn it off today when we finish, it'll be great. All right, so moving on with what the theme has been. Go away. Oh, oops. I just put my notes away. I kind of need those. With what we've been discussing all week, we're talking about moving forward. It is that time. And of course, it came out in the reading. The entire reading this week feels kind of very life cycle oriented. It's about completion, recalibration, and conscious forward motion. It is very much saying you are not who you were, but you're also not rushing into the next version blindly this time either. All right, so we are starting today. Good morning, Brindle. We're starting today with the 10 of Cups. This is emotional fulfillment, harmony, and shared joy. The 10 of Cups traditionally shows a family beneath a rainbow of cups, symbolizing emotional completion, peace, belonging, and soul level happiness. Morning, Karen. This isn't fleeting joy, it's actual aligned contentment. You know what an emotional fulfillment feels like now. You've tasted it, or you're at least finally able to imagine it clearly without flinching. This card suggests your emotional compass is finally recalibrated after years of confusion or disappointment. Allow yourself to want happiness without apology. Don't downplay your emotional needs to appear low maintenance or spiritually evolved. You are allowed to desire joy that lasts. Why do we always feel the need to be apologetic about our own happiness? Yet we spend so much of ourselves trying to make others happy, many times at our own expense. This is the bullshit that society has placed upon us, and it's time to stop. All right. Micah says he actually pulled the 10 of Cups before going to sleep last night. Of course you did. All right. The shadow aspects of this card, however, are you need to watch out for idealization. Be careful not to project perfection onto people, relationships, or future outcomes. The 10 of Cups isn't no conflict. There's no such thing. But it is emotional safety with actual honesty. What does emotional fulfillment actually look like for you on a day-to-day basis, not just in fantasy or future visions? All right, next up, one of our guys from yesterday. You guys can count how many cards that appeared 20 times yesterday. The King of Swords is about clarity, truth, and mental mastery. The King of Swords rules logic, discernment, communication, and ethical truth. He doesn't react, he observes, evaluates, and then he decides. We tend to rush into certain things and relationships, projecting that perfection we discussed in the 10 of Cups, thinking it's going to fulfill us. And that's when we unfortunately start to overgive and overdo to attempt to create that perfect scenario in our heads. Stop rushing things. Take your King of Swords energy and observe and evaluate first. You're being asked to step fully into your authority of perception. No more doubting what you see, hear, or intuit just because someone else is louder or potentially more emotional. Speak plainly. Ask the hard questions. Make decisions based on facts and intuition, not emotional pressure. The shadow aspect of this card is emotional detachment or having intellectual superiority. Don't weaponize logic to avoid vulnerability or compassion. Ask yourself, where am I clear but hesitant to speak because I might disrupt peace? Stop doing that, because then you are disrupting your own peace, and eventually that leads to resentment and causes the instability and the disruptions that you were trying to avoid. Let me look in the chat real quick. Karen says that's hard not to do on others while many times unconsciously doing it on yourself. That is true. That is the perfectionist part of this. We try to be there for everybody else, but we need to be there for ourselves first. It's just like I saw somebody say this the other day on a reading and it made me laugh. It's just like on when you're on an airplane and they tell you to put your mask on first before you put it on your children or anything, because you can't take care of someone else before you take care of yourself. If you don't put that oxygen mask on yourself and you pass out, it's not going to do the kids any good in the process of putting it on, trying to put it on them. So you have to take care of your own needs first. All right. Next up. Oh, I'm not finished with that one, am I? All right. You are finally learning to care for yourself like you do with someone you love, not like a project that needs fixing. This includes boundaries, rest, nourishment, and practical planning. Invest in what supports your nervous system, routines, comfort, nature, financial steadiness, and home energy. The shadow aspect of this card is overgiving or self-sacrificing in the name of, I'm sorry, you know what I just did? I just skipped the whole thing about what this was. We're on to the next card. Well, wait a second. This isn't about, okay. Queen of Pentacles. She is the nurturing stability and fully embodied abundance. Speaking of the potential overgiver, She is the grounded caretaker of self, space, body, finances, and energy. This queen creates safety through consistency and presence. You're finally learning to care for yourself like you do with someone you love, not like the project that needs fixing. This is where I came in before in the wrong place. This includes boundaries, rest, nourishment, and practical planning. Invest in what supports your nervous system. Overgiving or over-sacrificing in the name of being the strong one. This is nothing more than burnout disguised as devotion. Ask yourself, what would I change if I treated my own energy as sacred as I do that of the others? All right. Diane says, so far, this is all in alignment with what the monks walking for peace are saying. Yeah, we all need to walk for peace. All right. In the fourth position, we have the Queen of Swords. She is truth with boundaries and emotional wisdom through experience. This queen has been through it all. Her clarity is sharpened by grief, loss, and lived truth. She doesn't tolerate nonsense anymore. You are no longer willing to explain your boundaries endlessly, and you shouldn't have to. You've learned that clarity is kindness, even when it disappoints others. Say less, mean more. Trust your discernment. You don't need a consensus to be correct. The shadow aspect of this card is emotional walls, cutting people off instead of communicating needs when vulnerability is still possible. You have to embrace your own vulnerability, which I know is super difficult, but it's necessary to get through. Ask yourself, am I protecting my peace or isolating my heart to what could be so wonderful if you just give it a chance and be yourself in the process? All right, next up, we have the world. The world is completion, wholeness, mastery. A major chapter is finally completely internally complete internally. This card is the symbol of the full circle of completion, integration, and readiness for a new octave of life. You are not the same person who entered the last cycle. You have evolved and learned a lot. Honor what you survived and learned. Closure does not require everyone else's understanding. The shadow aspects of this card are fear of starting again, clinging to what's familiar because it validates how much you've grown. We talked about this yesterday with that Six of Cups nostalgia. Don't forget the pain of what you've been through and return to a place and time that you've spent all this energy and healing to get away from just because it feels familiar. Familiarity. Why do I have such a trouble with that word? Familiarity isn't a good thing always. Sometimes it's not so great. What part of your identity is ready to be retired with gratitude? Yes, Karen, that's good. You made your boundaries firm and clear on New Year's night. I am so proud of you. I know you're proud of yourself. That is amazing. All right. Don't give me that lip, mister. Micah says, because it's not familiar. Yes, my familiarity word. All right. Next up, another guy I think we saw yesterday. The Hanged Man is surrender, perspective, shift, sacred pause. This card represents intentional stillness, choosing to pause in order to see things differently. You are in a meaningful pause. This is not a stagnation. Something is being repatterned internally before external movement resumes. Stop forcing clarity. Let insight arrive. Rest your nervous system. It needs this internal rest at times. All right. The shadow aspect of this card can be martyrdom, waiting indefinitely instead of recognizing when the lesson has already been learned. Ask yourself, what am I learning by not moving forward yet? Are you certain you are ready to move forward with all that you have learned? There is no rush. And speak of Mr. Rush, we have next up the Knight of Swords. This is swift action, urgency, communication. He's kind of the opposite of what we were just talking about in the Hanged Man. This is a surge of mental momentum. You may feel compelled to speak, act, or confront something quickly. Move, but make sure you're doing so with intention. Choose precision over speed. If need be, go back to the Hangman energy for a while. Like I said, this is not a race. There is no rush. The shadow aspect of this card is reactivity, speaking from adrenaline instead of wisdom, which we all know can get us into trouble. This reminds me of a rule I have when it comes to arguing in a relationship. I simply will not do it. I will not argue heatedly. I will not yell and scream and fight with somebody. I will walk away because anyone who knows me knows this, and I will tell them up front, I'm not walking away because I don't want to figure this out or I don't want to discuss the issue. I will absolutely discuss the issue, but I will do it when we are both calm and ready to have an adult conversation, because we tend to speak from adrenaline and say things when we're angry that we don't mean. Well, that's the problem. Sometimes we do mean them or in the moment, but we really didn't mean to say certain things that we say. And once they're out there, they can't be taken back. Once those words have been spoken to another person, they're out there forever. So think about that, when you're in this Knight of Swords energy and you're ready to jump and say something immediately, because sometimes go back to that hangman energy and relax a little bit and think about what you're saying. Take some time and make sure that you're going to say things that you don't wish you could take back. Make sure that you ask yourself, is this action aligned or is it just urgent? All right. Next up, we have Mr. Another Knight. We have Knight of Wands. He is passion, movement, and creative fire. The Knight of Wands is bold, adventurous, and driven by inspiration rather than obligation. You're craving aliveness again, movement, creativity, sensuality, expression. Follow what lights you up, but anchor it with intention so it doesn't burn out. The shadow aspect of this card is one that I have trouble with. It's impulsivity, like we were talking about, starting many things and finishing few. I get excited about something. Mike is probably laughing in the background. I get excited about something new or whatever, and I jump in, both feet, ready to go, and don't think through all of it before I make that decision. And then I go, oh shit, I really didn't want to do this. And then I have to take it back. And then that's not always a good thing. Again, with the don't rush, go back to that hangman energy and make sure you're ready before you jump in. Ask yourself, what am I passionate about and what am I willing to commit to? All right, next up, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Something I need. This is patience, assessment, long-term vision. Don't give me that you. This is when we slow down and make certain that we are taking the necessary time to make sure that we are not jumping the gun and moving too fast. This card is about tending to what you have planted and trusting timing. You're in a phase of evaluation right now, asking if your efforts align with your value. Pause and reflect before investing more energy. Adjust, don't abandon. Just make sure that you're in the right place. The shadow aspect of this card is impatience or self-doubt when results aren't immediate. Ask yourself, what growth is happening beneath the surface that I am overlooking? Do you have Scorpio and Moon or something? No, I don't have Scorpio and Moon. I don't know what it is about me. All right. Last but not least, we have the Four of Wands. They showed up yesterday too. It's stability, celebration, and safe foundations. A card of joy, rooted in security, homecoming, belonging, and shared celebration. You're approaching a phase where peace feels earned, not temporary. This can be internal or external. Celebrate milestones, big or small. Let yourself enjoy stability. The shadow aspects of this card can be the fear of losing that peace after you finally found it. Ask yourself, what does home mean to you now? Throw cards around. The overall energy for this reading, I'm going to give you a list, is emotional fulfillment reclaimed, mental clarity refined, grounded self-nurturing, truth with boundaries, a completed life cycle, a sacred pause before aligned momentum, intentional action fueled by passion, patience with the process, and stability and celebration as the outcome. You're not being asked to rush. You're not being asked to shrink. You're being asked to move forward consciously, rooted, clear, and whole. Notice how much the reading changed from the last 5 or so. I like that. All right. So, homework card for the week. All right, here's where we get a little more in depth. Man. All right, so the card today is the 10 of Pentacles. This is legacy, security, ancestral wealth, long-term fulfillment. The 10 of Pentacles is the final form of earthly abundance. It's not flashy, not impulsive. It's not look at me kind of attitude. This is quiet wealth, the kind that lasts. I'm not going to hold this up through the whole thing. It represents long-term stability, generational support, emotional and material security, belonging, and a life that can hold you without collapsing. This card doesn't ask, are you happy right now? It asks, will you still hold it? Will it still hold you in 10 years? Traditionally, we see, it doesn't even show it. We see an elder that represents ancestral wisdom, a family or a community, dogs which represent loyalty, protection, and instinct, and pentacles embedded into the environment that represent the abundance that is structural, not temporary. This tells us something important. Abundance here is not owned. It's inherited, shared, protected, and maintained. Nothing is frantic. Nothing is rushed. Nothing is having to prove itself. This is earned peace. In the upright, this card is sometimes called the gift. When the 10 of Pentacles shows upright, it says you are building something that will outlive a phase. This can show up as financial stability that sticks, a relationship that's actually rooted in shared values, a home that feels safe and energetic, healing generational wounds, becoming the safe one in the family, and creating a legacy through wisdom, not just money. This is the card of I am safe and I can finally exhale. The deeper soul message of this is about safety without self-abandonment. It asks, can you receive stability without becoming rigid? Can you enjoy security without guilt? Can you build something solid without losing your magic? It says, I'm ready to stop surviving and start sustaining. The shadow side is, I don't want to do the shadow sides. I'm done with shadow sides. No, I'm kidding. We need to learn the shadow sides too. Staying, because these are important ones, and these we discussed yesterday. One of them is staying in something only because it feels stable. Fear of rocking the boat. Choosing comfort over truth. Carrying your generational burdens that aren't yours to carry. Confusing loyalty with obligation. Feeling trapped by expectations and building a life that looks good but feels empty. The biggest shadow? Inherited beliefs about what success should look like. In other words, all the bullshit that you were taught about what success means. Success is not the same for all of us. Success is different. My success and Micah's success and Diane's success and Karen's success, everybody's idea of success is different. Just because you grew up in a family who says this is what success is, or an environment where this is what success, that might not make you happy. Success is about being happy. You're successful when you're happy. You have to be what you want to be who you want to be, and who you're comfortable with, not who someone else tells you to be. The card asks, whose dream are you actually living? The ancestral and lineage energy of this card often says you're breaking generational patterns. You're healing from trauma. You're becoming the first to do it differently. You're carrying unconscious family expectations. You're meant to redefine wealth for your own lineage. You may be the bridge generation, the one who says, we don't do it like that anymore. And it's sacred work, and it's heavy. The emotional and relational meaning in this card is, do you feel emotionally safe where you're at? Is the connection built to last, or is it just functional? Are you chosen for who you are or for the role you play? Can you grow together, not just stay together? In the Ten of Pentacles, it's if it's in reverse, the shadow, that's not passion, that's chaos. You need passion. You need devotion with intention. The shadow warns, don't mistake endurance for love. In career and money, the Ten of Pentacles is a card of sustainable income, long-term plans, retirement energy, smart investments, and building something with integrity. But it also asks, are you chasing money or building meaning? Are you afraid to leave something stable even if it drains you? Are you defining success again by someone else's rule? True abundance here is alignment and consistency, not hustle. In the spirituality of this card, it says you are meant to be rooted and expansive. Expansive. My tongue is not working today. You don't have to choose between safety and freedom, structure and intuition, or stability and magic. This card appears when your soul is learning how to anchor higher wisdom into your real life. Some shadow work or journal prompts for you. Think about, what does security mean to me? And where did I learn that definition? Is it my definition? Where am I staying because it's comfortable, not because it's true? What beliefs about money, family, or success did I inherit that no longer fit? What would legacy look like if it wasn't about money at all? And where do I crave safety and where do I avoid it out of fear? The Ten of Pentacles asks you to build slowly, choose wisely, honor the past without being imprisoned by it. Get out of that Eight of Swords crap. The Eight of Swords was not here today. That's the first time in a long time. Anyway, honor the past without being imprisoned by it. Create foundations that feel good to your nervous system and let stability be nourishing, not confusing. The work is not to accumulate more. It's to feel safe enough to enjoy what you built. Micah, that was for you. The work is not to accumulate more. It's to feel safe and enjoy what you've built. All right. You are not here to simply maintain a life. You are here to anchor wisdom into form. You're building something sacred, but make sure it still has room for your soul to breathe. You don't own your future. You don't owe your future to your past. You get to design your own legacy. Okay, that was a lot. And that was also a lot of what we've been talking about all week. And a lot more of what we talked about yesterday. Just because you grew up and this was the way things were done, that doesn't mean you have to do them that way. You have to create your own stability and your own legacy. And you have to do it aligned with what feels good to you. And if you're in situations, especially when you tend to repeat those situations in a cycle again and again and again and again, it's oftentimes because you're trying to do things the way you were taught and not the way that you actually want them to be. I know when we talked about the part about relationships and giving more than you receive, how many of us in this room right now have been dealing with that same shit on cycle? And we do it because we place that idealism onto something. We jump in too quickly, like we talked about, and this is going to be perfect. I finally found it. And I'm not just talking about relationships. I'm talking about everything. But I finally found it's going to make me happy. This is going to be great. This is going to be perfect. And you start idealizing the situation before you took that hangman time to actually really contemplate it and know that it's for you. Did you really look at the details? Did you ignore the red flags? Are you putting things aside thinking, oh, that was just a one-time thing. That was just, that'll never happen again. Then the second time something happens and you go, oh, well, it was just a bad day. You start giving everybody excuses. You start giving situations excuses. And you start clinging to the familiar. Because it's easier. Because it's what you're used to. Because it's what you know. But is it making you happy? Is it what you truly want? This year is about finding out you. Doing for you. It's time to stop giving everyone else the things that you're not giving yourself first. You can't make a situation perfect. You can't make a relationship happy. You can't force things to be the way you want them to be. The only person you can change and the only situation you can change is your own. So if you're not happy in the situation that you're in, look at why. Look at what you're used to and think, just because I'm used to things being this way, does that mean that it makes me happy this way? I'm watching. Sorry, I gotta get rid of somebody real quick. I need to make it. Okay. Sorry, had a spammer in the room. It's all right. He's gone. Are we doing what we need to do for us? There's nothing wrong with that. I hate that society has taught us that we focus on ourselves and we're selfish. If that we focus on our own needs, that we don't care about anybody else and we're self-centered and aloof and all these things. Bullshit. We can't count on other people to make us happy. And we can't make anyone else happy. The only one we can make happy is ourselves. And it's time for us to do that. Get in that hangman for a while if you need to. Take some time. Do some thinking. Get some rest. Take care of you. And find out what it is that you want. Don't rush into it. Take the time to make sure it's aligned with you. And step in. Then you can get on that night energy and get going. But make sure it's what you need and what you want and what's going to make you happy. It's time for us to take care of ourselves. I know it feels uncomfortable at first when we first pull away from what we think we're expected to do. But there's nothing wrong with a little discomfort every now. All right. I'm going to get out a soul truth for the room. Those of you who are here, if you would like a personal one, let me know. And then I will give us a meditation for the week. I'll put my glasses back on so I can see if anybody even responds. All right. Well, you know what? I'm pulling off the back of the deck, or the top of the deck. Because the top of the deck says, am I willing? You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Your soul action, be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra is, it is possible. I'm trying to look back and see, did anybody else want a soul truth for the week. If not, that's fine. We'll get the meditation. All 3 feeds open. Okay, Micah. Okay. Micah wants one. Micah Grant, I got Brindleizer, I got, I see you have all 3 feeds open. And seriously, you're on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Hey, nothing like dedication. Woo! All right. Apparently this is for you. Am I focused on what I am losing or what I'm gaining? Are you going through some change? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? Wow. Did we just talk about that? I'm having like, I see you're seriously on all 3. What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually beginnings. Today, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change you are going through. Feel your heart, take a breath, and deepen into trust. Amazing things are coming. Karen, you can't have 3. That's it. All right, let's see here. I swear that I don't know what the deal is today. The cards don't want to cooperate. This morning I was trying to shuffle and nothing wanted to come out. All right, Karen, what do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it. Enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. All right. Let's see what our soul meditation is for the week, and then we're out of here. There it is. I can use this one. May you know energy. I forgot the book. I'm not going to go get it right. Yeah, I am. Let me grab the book real quick. It's not far. I knew I'd forget something today. I'm going to remember to turn off the radio this time, though. All right. May you know energy. I sound like I have it, but I really don't today. And I can spell too. These are in alphabetical order. May you know the power of your energy. You are energy and everything around you is energy. Knowing that, what kind of energy will you choose to create today? What kind of energy do you want to breathe into your heart and into your shoulders and into your mind? Energy is a sacred, powerful tool. Harness it to work for you for the good of the collective conscious. Yeah. Micah says usually when the cards don't want to come out, that's usually an indication that the message doesn't want to be heard or will meet resistance when cards don't fall. I also look at it like sometimes when you're doing it and it's potentially about someone else, that their energy does not want you to get that message. And I've seen that one quite a few times. All right, so that is all I have for today. Tonight, I believe, is Voices on the Rise, and it will be with Annette, and she is freaking amazing. I don't know if you've never heard her before. You should definitely listen in. It's a fantastic show. I would like to wish our station manager at Rise Radio, Miss Amelia, a happy birthday today. I hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic year. Let's see. Sunday night, Amelia has Unplug. coming up at 7 p.m. And Mike and I will be back on Monday night at 6 p.m. with the Messengers. He'll be back on Tuesday at noon with Brindle's Vision. I believe Rock Rewind will be on at 8 on Tuesday night. Next Wednesday is Phoenix Talks with the lovely Reverend Diane and Micah at 6 p.m. Honky Tonk Heaven should be on at 8 p.m. next Wednesday. Then Thursday, Rev D and Micah and I will be back with the core at 11 a.m. And then next Friday, I will be right back here at 11 a.m. again. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope that you're having an amazing start to your new year. I hope that the changes that you need and that you want, that you can start to grab hold of. We can do it. We know we can. And we can do it together. That's why we do the shows that we do. Because we're learning, you're learning, and we're all working together to try to get to a place of happiness. And let's do that this year. Let's all do that this year. I love you guys so much. I will see you soon.
Hey, this is Brindle Wolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets.
Now inside, what's unknown now ignite. Illuminate, illuminate through the fog, the stars away. Illuminate, illuminate the path you seek, the steps you take.
Hey, this is Brindle Wolf.
And I'm Lunaria.
You're listening to Rise Awakenings, part of the Rise Radio Network where advice meets action.
We're here to spark your growth, lift your spirit, and help you crush your potential.
Rise awakening, hear the call. Through the shining, we break the wall. Your nation, your voice, where dreams awaken in time. Rise awakening, now is the time.
Rise Awakenings. Let's rise together.